So hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you're coming across my video for the first time, hello, my name is Rose. Thank you for stopping by. In today's video, I'll be talking about the authentication and legalization of your documents for the Global Career Scholarship application. But before that, guys, we hit 2,000 subscribers here on YouTube. Thank you very much to everybody that subscribed, those people that joined recently, and to those of you that have been here from the very beginning. You guys are the real MVPs. I see you. Thank you very much. And without any further ado, let's get right into the video. First of all, in case you do not know, one of the requirements for the Global Career Scholarship application is to submit the original of some certain documents. However, the scholarship does not return documents, so we cannot submit our actual original. And that is why we authenticate and legalize copies of those originals so they can stand in for the originals instead. Do you understand? Now, you authenticate at the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and then you legalize at the Korean Embassy. And if you have gone through the application guidelines, you will know the documents to authenticate and legalize. But for the sake of this video, let me state them again. Your graduation certificate, your transcript, and your birth certificate. These are the three documents that everybody applying for this scholarship must, it is non-negotiable, must authenticate and legalize. In some special cases, some people may have extra documents like affidavit, divorce certificate, death certificate, but these ones do not apply to everybody. These three, however, applies to everybody, whether you're applying for undergraduate, for masters, for PhD, it doesn't matter. As far as you're submitting application for the Global Career Scholarship, you must authenticate and legalize these three documents. Now, these two, graduation certificate and transcript, they begin their journey at the Ministry of Education because they are educational documents. While this one, which is not an educational document, your birth certificate, we join them at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Do you understand? Now, for the practical demonstration, I'm going to be using these documents. We have our degree certificate, our transcript, and our birth certificate. And this is going to serve as the set of photocopies that will go along with them through this process. Now, at the end of the day, this is what you are going to submit as your original instead of this one. However, you will be needing another set of photocopy. So instead of one set, do two sets. So we have one set of photocopy, another set of photocopy, then the original. Stay with me. Now, this second set of photocopy, keep it at home first, okay? We'll come back to it later. Now we have one set of photocopy and this original document. I will be starting with the process at the Ministry of Education first. And remember I said earlier that the birth certificate does not go to the Ministry of Education. So remove your birth certificate and drop it with that extra set of photocopy at home. Let the two of them be at home first. Now we have just our degree certificate and our transcript. Before you go to the Ministry of Education, your school, your secondary school, your university, as the case may be, has to send an email to the ministry letting them know that the certificate you are bringing is original. It's them that issued this results to you. It's them that gave you the certificate. It's them that gave you the transcript. You understand? Now, there is usually an email. Ministry of Education usually provides an email address where your school will send the email to, but they change it often. So try to get the most recent one. Give it to your school because it has to be sent from your school. It has to be sent from the official email of your school. Like, for example, uam.ng.edu. You understand? The official email of your school you get. So you give the email address to MOE's email address to your school, and your school will now send the email to them. It is very important. Without that email, you cannot authenticate. So have that done first before, and confirm from your school that they have sent it before you now take yourself to the Ministry of Education. Now back to the documents. We have our degree certificate and our transcript. If you are applying for graduates, you have to submit your WAEC result. Now, WAEC is not a requirement for the actual scholarship application itself, but the Ministry of Education will not authenticate your university educational document without seeing your WAEC. So it's just kind of for them to see that you finished secondary school, you wrote WAEC before you gained admission into the university. So that is why we are adding it. For undergraduate, I don't know whether they add their WAEC because also for you guys, WAEC is not a requirement. You also need your graduation certificate and transcript, which in you people's case is what they call testimonial, and then your school will give you a transcript too. So I don't know whether you are submitting your WAEC since you don't need to prove that. You have not gone to the university now, so I don't really know how it works for that. Please confirm from an undergraduate scholar or from someone that has gone through the process for undergraduate before. I applied for masters. Now we have our original document. we have our photocopies, and our school has sent our email. So we will go to the Ministry of Education. When you get to the Ministry of Education, you have to upload your originals. When you get there, there are cyber cafe people outside. That's their job. They know what they are doing. So you meet one of them and tell them you want to upload. And you are uploading just your originals. One page is 1,000 naira. So in my case now, as I have 3 pages, I will pay 3,000 naira. But remember that the transcript that I'm holding here is 1 page. If your transcript is 2 pages, 3 pages, as the case may be, you multiply it by the number of pages. You multiply the 1,000 by the number of pages that you have. Everything put together. You understand? So if you have 4 pages for transcript, graduation certificate, WAEC, then 4 pages for transcript, that is 6. You understand? But in my case, I have 3. You are not paying for the photocopies. So you pay for this, you upload. And remember, the cyber cafe people too have their own charge. It can range from 2,000 to 5,000 depending on the person's shop you enter, you get. So have that at the back of your mind also. After uploading to the ministry's portal, they will generate an RR receipt for you and book an appointment for you. They will give you these 2 documents, the RR receipt and the appointment slip. They will give it to you and you are done with them. Now you can go to the office. The office is on the 8th floor. But before you go there, ask them to direct you to where you can collect revenue receipts. This is what the revenue receipt looks like. When I did it was 500 naira. I don't know if it's still 500 naira. Just go with enough cash in case it is no longer 500 naira, you still pay. You have to collect this before you go up because it's on the ground floor. So you don't go up and start coming down. So after collecting this now, you carry this one, your appointment slip, your document, both original and photocopy, and take yourself to the 8th floor. When you get to the 8th floor, you will see people there. You don't need to ask questions. Every day people are authenticating and legalizing. People are running away from Nigeria. So when you get to the 8th floor, the first thing you do is to check your name in a book on the desk in front there. This name you are checking, these names are names of people that their school have sent that email. That's why I say you cannot authenticate without the email. If your name is not on that list, you are going back home. So when you check your name, you should also confirm from your school when it was sent so that it will be easy for you to check. So you don't start checking from January when they sent it in December. So you just go to the date it was sent, you check it. Once you confirm your name, you show the security, this is your name. You can take picture of it. So in case they are trying to like trace, you can just show them. You don't need to be going back and forth. So once you find your name in that book now, you take number, they give numbers. You take numbers, then you submit this document, the original and the photocopy. You submit it and you wait. Okay? You just wait. At the Ministry of Education, if you submit that day, you usually get it that same day around 3 p.m., 2:30 p.m. Sometimes on a very good day, you can even get it at 1 p.m. You get. And then you, after submitting, you just have to wait, hang around, find somewhere to sit down. When they bring out the documents, the originals will have a sticker at the back. Ministry of Education sticker that has a QR code. Once it's scanned, it shows the document, the page that is attached to. You understand? And on that sticker, they will sign it, stamp, and put the date, that day that it was authenticated. You get. Now, when you get it, scan the QR code and make sure that the page that it is attached to is the page that is showing. Because I heard it's usually a challenge at the embassy if the page doesn't match. And sometimes they mix it up. They put the sticker of the front page at the back page. You understand that kind of thing? So scan it and confirm. Once you have confirmed that the pages are intact, check your photocopy. Your photocopy should also have signature and stamp. They don't put sticker on the photocopy, but they will sign it, they will put date, and they will stamp it with the ministry stamp. Okay, once you have confirmed that everything is okay with both the photocopy and the original, congratulations, you are done with MOE. Let's move to MOFA. Now, these same originals, these same photocopies, they are going to MOFA. MOFA is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. But remember that WAEC is not a requirement. WAEC was just to accompany your educational document at MOE. So remove it. It is not going to MOFA. Remove it. And now you bring back the birth certificate. Somebody say praise the Lord. Hallelujah. The birth certificate is now back. Now, you remember that photocopy that I said you should keep that time? Carry it. You are taking it to MOFA. Why? Because at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, they usually ask for an extra copy of the documents you want to authenticate. They say it's their own. And it doesn't have to have the stamp and whatever on it. That is why I say you should make the photocopy from the very beginning and keep, because it doesn't have to have anything on it. You get. So now, you carry it and follow yourself. You have the original, the photocopy that was signed at MOE, then this brand new photocopy that is telling that there's nothing on it. Do we understand? I hope we are following. Now, at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, you also pay per page. But at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, you pay for both your original and the photocopy you want to sign. You are not paying for this new photocopy because you are not signing it. They are just collecting it from your hand. It's their copy. You understand? So you pay for your originals and you pay for your photocopies. So in my case now, I have 3 originals, meaning I have 3 photocopies too. Even though this document looks thicker than 3, it's actually more than 3, but you understand what I'm trying to say. So you have 3 originals, 3 photocopies. Together is what? 6. So unlike Ministry of Education, where you paid for only the originals, at Foreign Affairs, you are paying for both the originals and the photocopies. Do we understand? Yes. Now, at Foreign Affairs, the price per page, when I did, was 300 naira. Please, this price, people should confirm. Oh. I heard that Foreign Affairs have increased to 600. I don't know how true it is. So please, just shall go with enough cash, either in your bank account or as cash, so that you don't end up going and coming. You understand? So you pay per page and you are paying for both original and photocopy. So 300 naira times 6 in my case now. You understand? That is 1,800. You understand? And at Foreign Affairs, you do not upload. You just generate RR. You just give those guys the money. They will still add their charge again, sha. You pay them and then they generate the RR for the number of copies that you have. Okay? And you collect your RR. You now head to the Foreign Affairs. When you get to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, you show your generated RR, then you submit. Okay, you submit the original, you submit this photocopy, and you submit this one. Another thing you need to go with to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is your international passport data page. When I authenticated back in 2024, early 2024, for my first application, I did not submit my international passport data page. But when I authenticated again towards the end of 2024 against my 2025 application, they requested for my international passport data page. I had to leave the ministry, go and print it and come back. So please, if you have your international passport, have a copy of the data page with you. So when you get there, if they ask for it, you submit it. If they don't ask for it too, glory be to God. So after submitting, again, you just wait. Please, after submitting at MOFA, ask questions. Should you wait or should you come the next day? Because sometimes they say you should just go and come back the next day. So you don't end up waiting till 4. Then you now find out that it's the next day to be ready. So whatever the case may be, when you come back to collect, you will collect your originals and then this photocopy. This one will not be given back to you because, like I said earlier, it's their copy. Now, at MOFA, they are not going to put sticker. They will just sign. On the 2 of them, it's just sign and date and stamp. So they sign on the originals, they stamp it. They sign on the photocopies and stamp it and put dates. When you are done, again, ask, where are you going to collect revenue receipts? Okay, they should direct you to the office. You go and collect revenue receipt. It's also 500 naira at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. That is when I did sha. When you go with enough cash. If you pass 500, still pay. You need it because at the embassy they are going to request for it. Sometimes they do, sometimes they do not, because this one is actually from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I don't know why I still have it. That means they did not collect it. You understand? So sometimes they do, sometimes they do not. But you should have all these documents in your file. So anyone they say, if they ask for A, you give them. If they ask for B, you give them. So you don't have to be going back and forth. Now, congratulations, you are done with authentication. Both Ministry of Education and Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The next topic is legalization. To legalize, you are still moving with this same set of documents again. If you are legalizing at the Korean embassy in Lagos, your own is good. You don't have stress. You just carry your document as it is like this. You go to the embassy. You fill the form before you go. Print the form and fill it before you go. Okay? You get to the embassy. You submit your document. You submit your form. But at the embassy, you pay per document. You don't pay per page. You understand? So you pay for your graduation certificate, you pay for your transcript, and you pay for your birth certificate. So the 3 of them, one document is 6,000 naira. One document is 6,000 naira. So the 3 of them is 18,000 naira. You are not paying per page for embassy. I did not say 6,000 naira per page. I say 6,000 naira per document. Okay? So even if your transcript is 20 pages, you are paying 6,000 naira for the whole of the 20 pages because it is paid per document at the embassy. So like I was saying, if you are legalizing at the embassy in Lagos, you just take your documents, take your already filled form. You fill 1 form per document. So 3 documents, 3 forms. Okay? You take your document, you take your already filled form, you take your money, and you go to the embassy and submit. And you go home and rest. When it's ready, they either call you or send you a text message and you go and pick up. And you are done with legalization if you are legalizing at the embassy in Lagos. Now, if you'll be legalizing at the Korean embassy located in Abuja, you have a little bit of work to do. First of all, there is a letter you are supposed to submit alongside your documents. And this letter, you get it from the registrar of your university or the principal of your secondary school. It has to be a physical letter. It has to be a physical letter that is signed by hand, not the one that they print with the signature. The signature is printed or the signature is photocopied. It has to be signed by hand. You understand? So this letter itself, you should get it from the very beginning, especially if your school is far from you. You should already have it ready before you even start your process, so you don't start running around when it is already time to legalize. You understand? So you get the letter from your school, and the letter is supposed to state that, again, they are the one that gave you your certificate. You did not thief the certificate. The certificate is original. They know you were a student, you graduated, and they use their hand and give you certificate and transcript. That's what basically the letter is supposed to say, and it should be signed. It should be addressed to the Korean embassy, Abuja. So you get that letter. That's number one. Number two, you look for a high court in Abuja to get CTC stamp. You can actually get the CTC stamp from your school or your university or your secondary school if they have a certified true copy stamp of the university or of the secondary school to stamp on your documents for you. And if your school is within your location, you can go to your school and get the CTC stamp from there. But 90% of applicants use high court. I personally also use high court because my school is far and I cannot start going there because of just stamp. So if you are using a high court, look for a high court in Abuja. You go there and get them to stamp the photocopies, not your original, the photocopies that has gone to MOE, has gone to MOFA, that particular photocopy. That's the one that they will stamp with certified true copy, and they will stamp on each page, per page, for everything, your degree certificate, every page of your transcript, and the birth certificate. They will stamp. The courts are used. One stamp, one page was 1,000 naira, but it depends on the court you are using. Some people pay 5,000, some people pay 1,500, some people pay 3K. So it depends on the court you are using. So after getting CTC stamp in that same court, since you are already there, you also need an affidavit of ownership of the document you are legalizing. So you have to swear an affidavit that this document that is carrying your name is your own. So while you are there, you swear an affidavit of ownership of the document that you want to legalize. You understand? The affidavit I did was for 2,150 naira, I think. But again, it depends on the court that you use. The price may vary, so have that at the back of your mind. So now you have gotten your CTC stamp, you have gotten your affidavit, you have gotten the letter from your school. The next thing is to book an appointment. You have to book an appointment with the Korean embassy in Abuja before you go there. If you just take yourself there, they will bounce you back. You understand? From the gate there, they will ask you, do you have an appointment? Show us your appointment before you pass. You get? So if you don't have an appointment, you'll not be able to enter the building. So you have to book an appointment for legalization. So you go to the embassy's website, and on the website, you will find the email address that is reserved for booking appointments for legalization. Now you send an email to that email address requesting an appointment date for legalization, and you just chill. When they reply you, whatever date that you are given, on that date, you pack your documents. You pack your forms, 3 forms again, because 1 form per document that you have already filled, because when you get it, they will not give you form there. So print your form, fill it at home before you go. So you pack your documents, you pack the 3 forms, you carry your money, 6,000 naira per document, and then you carry your affidavit, you carry your letter from your school, and then you head to the embassy. When you get there, you submit. After successfully submitting, you just go home and relax and wait for them to call you or send you a message that your documents are ready. When you get that call or message that your documents are ready, you just go and pick up and you are done with legalization. Congratulations. Whew. You people will start paying me. You people will start paying me for this talk that I'm talking here. That's all for authenticating and legalizing your documents for the Global Korea Scholarship application. I know it's a lot, but people have been doing it. I did it and I'm currently here. So they say nothing good comes easy. Yeah. So if you want to apply for the scholarship and you want to even stand a chance winning it, you have to go through this process in order for your documents not to be bounced from the very beginning. You get? And it usually doesn't take long. At MOE, from how I describe it, you get your document that day. So you'll be done with the Ministry of Education that day. And even if Ministry of Foreign Affairs say you should come back the next day, that's 2 days. You understand? The only one that usually takes time is the embassy, because you never can tell what is going on with those people. Sometimes they take 3 days, sometimes they take 1 week, sometimes they take two weeks. So start your authentication process as early as possible so that you have enough time to wait with the embassy if they decide to delay your documents. You understand? So I think I have touched everything about authentication and legalization there is to touch. If you have any further questions, you shouldn't have any further question after this video though, but if you have any further questions, drop them in the comment section and I will see to it. And that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you have fully understood the process of authentication and legalization, and I wish you the best with your application. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.